Director Francesco Giannini brings us Hall, which releases in UK digital download on the 13th of September. And this film is a definition of why a script is so important. Why is that? Stick around and find out. A biologically engineered illness is spread over a hotel hallway, and a group of survivors have to figure out how to get out of this situation alive. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and if you like movies like me and enjoy his digital download coverage, do drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one coming all the time. But now to talk about Hall, this, as I've said, is a film that needs a better script because unfortunately this is a very lackluster movie that is predominantly let down by the screenplay. To start off, let's go into some positives in this. The big standout within this movie is the special effects. The actual effect of the illness spreading through the occupants during this movie is very visceral and really well done. The visual effects that touch up on it afterwards as well are clear to see, and it just looks like a kind of illness that you would not wish on your worst enemy. This film sort of balances themes from Wreck and Contagion, and it can't seem to decide if it wants to be a zombie movie or a pandemic movie. Because for the most part, the people in this don't give the classic zombie trait of trying to brutally attack and kill people. They just have their veins get very dark, they begin to sweat heavily, they struggle to breathe, and by all intents and purposes, they do sound and look like undead zombies crossed with the creatures from 28 Days Later. And if it sticks with this slow pandemic and these poor people getting ill, whereas a rich person's gala going on downstairs, it would have worked. But it does occasionally lean to the more zombie trait when an individual will randomly get violent for a few moments and then succumb to their illness. Carolina Barkazak and Yumiko Shaku are the two lead females in this, and they both do very solid jobs. Yumiko's character, Naomi, is by far the most well developed character in this. Both of them have a parallel story of trying to leave their abusive husbands, leaving with their children, and they unwittingly find themselves in this hotel when this infection starts to spread. The big problem with this movie, though, is there are a lot of holes in the script. Now, I don't need to be told everything, I don't need to be told reasons, but there are a lot of holes left within this. We do briefly meet the person behind everything in this movie, but we don't get a whole grasp of who this character is, what their motives are, what they are there to do, and I don't know if that was due to time constraints or if it was due to the actor's unavailability. I can't really tell. This movie is a merciful 1 hour and 20 minutes long, and while I can't say the runtime drags, it would have been nice to see a bit more added to this antagonistic character that is clearly responsible for this to be added into it, because for the most part we just don't get to know much about anything with these characters. We get told the bare minimum by our leads, and the antagonist just shows up, and there are some other characters that will appear but we don't know anything about them, so we can't truly feel sorry for them as they are slowly and agonizingly passing away due to this infection. The movie uses the space of this hallway really well, and while a lot of the movement across the hallway is through crawling and very physical acting, which is very well done, the cinematography is decent, it's competently shot, though it's a little too orange for my liking. As much as the framing and the camera movements are solid, the oversaturation of orange lighting within this hotel hallway really makes it a distracting element of the cinematography side of things. As I've stated, if you're wanting good visual effects to look at and watch the slow transformation, it's really well done, and I love the look of the infected, especially as you see them from the beginning stage to the C stage. There is a big bridge that goes across it, but it very much lacked in scares, and despite using the space really well, it doesn't live up to the opportunity that it really had. This is a simple concept that could have been told a lot better. When we're having characters quite literally forget they have children at times, there is a bit of a problem. As I've said, this is a film that is the definition of potential that is not realized, mostly due to a very mediocre script. Other than that, there are solid elements around, but this film is very, very forgetful. Apart from the special effects and visual effects and some competent cinematography and decent acting, without a script to sink their teeth into and not a lot of characterization that we can care about, it just doesn't really work and at times feels like very much a student movie. Overall, I'm going to have to say that Hall for me is a cold cup of tea. So, Hall, have you seen it? Do you plan to when it releases on the 13th? Let me know down in the comments below. Coming up on the channel, I'm thinking of like stopping with the big releases because, quite frankly, don't get a lot of responses on those videos. Though I can't wait to bring you my London Film Festival content, which will be coming towards the end of next month. I'm going to start looking at some classic retro movies such as Tarzan 99 that I've meant to get through for ages. So once I get through that, do look out for that review and make sure you are notified for more content. But until next time, my name is Josh, I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you in the next one.